The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have been fiercely protective of their privacy since the early days of their whirlwind courtship, and the birth of their first child was no different. Harry and Meghan opted for a birth shrouded in secrecy, choosing not to even announce the Duchess was in labor until their son had been born and keeping the details of where she had the baby a mystery. In a statement made through the palace, the Sussexes announced last month that they wanted to keep details surrounding their first child private, and the pair tore up the royal protocol rulebook to ensure their privacy as Meghan retreated from public life in March, weeks ahead of the birth. They eschewed the Lindo wing, where the Duchess of Cambridge gave birth, and opted out of a photo shoot immediately after, unlike William and Kate, who proudly posed for photos on the hospital steps with all three of their children. And in a further break from tradition, the couple used their new Instagram account to announce the happy news. Here are the other ways Meghan and Harry went to the beat of their own drum as they brought the new baby Sussex into the world. Labor announcement made after the baby was born. The announcement that Meghan was in labor came over 8 hours after the baby had actually been born. The couple's newborn son arrived at 5:26 am. The palace had said it would announce that the Duchess is in labor. However, the statement eventually put out was ambiguously worded, reading, "The Duchess went into labor in the early hours of this morning," no doubt covering for the fact she had actually already given birth 8 hours previously. In contrast, the palace made an official announcement when Kate had gone into labor with all of her 3 children, then followed with another announcement once she had given birth. Social media updates. The couple took to social media to share the happy news with their 6.4 million followers. Meanwhile, the official notice announcing the arrival of baby Sussex did not go up by the gates of the palace until more than 2 hours after it appeared online. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge announced the birth of Prince Louis in the traditional manner before posting it on Instagram. Staying away from the Lindo wing. Traditionally, royal babies were born at home. However, this changed with Princess Diana being the first to choose to give birth to William and Harry at the Lindo wing in the 80s. The Daily Mail's Rebecca English reported that Meghan was secretly taken to hospital on Sunday by Harry and their security team, avoiding the crowds of well-wishers and press camped close to Windsor Castle, with even senior royals left in the dark about the cloak and dagger arrangements. Buckingham Palace declined to comment, but sources confirmed to the Mail that a hospital delivery had taken place. Meghan, 37, opted against the £7,500 a night Lindo wing where sister-in-law Kate Middleton gave birth, reportedly in favour of the U.S. hospital in London, the Portland. The Portland in Fitzrovia is owned by the Hospital Corporation of America, and is where Royal Sarah Ferguson, as well as Meghan's celebrity pal Victoria Beckham, and Kate Winslet chose to give birth. If Meghan and Harry indeed went to the Portland, they are expected to have spent at least £8,000, the price of a basic birth package. Prices at the plush West London hospital ward start at an eye-watering £5,900 for a one-night stay, with a stay in one of the suites closer to £7,500. Photos. Meghan eschewed the traditional photo shoot in the wake of the birth. After the birth of her 3 children, Kate famously appeared on the steps of St Mary's Hospital in London, perfectly coiffed and manicured, and shown her newborn off to the world with William standing proudly at her side. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge faced a mass photo call at the private Lindo wing of in Paddington hours after all 3 of their children were born. Meghan is said to have considered the idea of posing for pictures and well-wishers straight after the birth as archaic. In a statement, Buckingham Palace said ahead of the birth, "Their Royal Highnesses have taken a personal decision to keep the plans around the arrival of their baby private." The Duke and Duchess look forward to sharing the exciting news with everyone once they have had an opportunity to celebrate privately as a new family. As yet, only Harry has appeared before photographers, and it remains unknown when the world will get a glimpse of the new mother and her son. Interviews. Speaking from Windsor, a visibly excited Prince Harry shared his immense pride as he joked of getting just 2 hours sleep, calling the birth the most amazing experience I could ever have possibly imagined. The press conference was held at the Windsor Castle stables, around a mile from Frogmore Cottage where Meghan was. Within hours of the dawn birth, the couple were back at Frogmore where Harry, 34, gave an impromptu press conference to break the news to the world. He confessed he had snatched only a couple of hours of sleep, adding with a broad grin, "This little thing is absolutely to die for." "So I'm over the moon." Video footage of his impromptu press conference was in stark contrast to Kate and William's notably more subtle affair. The pair opted to pose for photos, rather than speak to the cameras. Taking their newborn abroad. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are reportedly set to take their new baby on a tour of Africa in the autumn, making him or her one of the youngest royals to go on an official tour. It is thought the trip would be a sabbatical instead of a long-term fixture and would combine their jobs as Commonwealth ambassadors with charity work and a role promoting Britain. If Harry does take his new son on tour, he will be following in the footsteps of his parents and brother. Prince Charles and Princess Diana broke with protocol by taking their sons of royal tours before their first birthdays. Prince Harry was taken to Venice in 1985 at just 6 months old, while Prince William flew across the world to New Zealand for a royal tour at 9 months. Baby shower. The baby shower is typically considered an American consumerist affair, starting during the baby boom era and seeing friends and family showering the mother-to-be with gifts. Such parties are seen as something of a faux pas for members of the royal family, seen as inappropriate because of their wealth. However, Meghan enjoyed a lavish New York City celebration at the Mark Hotel in February with attendees including Meghan's BFFs, tennis star Serena Williams, actress Abigail Spencer, and human rights lawyer Amal Clooney. She flew out to her baby shower in a private jet, spending a few days in New York City with her close friends.